This is going to be fun. Another QI compilation. I can't not click on these. They're so addicting. I really love the compilations that this show has, man. This one should be fun for a particular reason, though, because this is Rants. You guys know how, if you've been subscribed to this channel for quite some time, you know I love a good rant. I really do, especially when it comes out of David Mitchell's mouth. But I'm curious to see, because it also says heated rounds, most heated rounds and moments on. Quite interesting. So this should be an interesting compilation here, probably different from anything I've ever seen. And it should be fun, like always. So let's have some fun. Remember to like, subscribe, do whatever you guys want. And let's check it out. Here we go.
What did the Nazis use trumpets of Jericho for?
Trumpets of Jericho. I gotta look that one up. Sorry for the early pause. Trumpets of Jericho. It says it's a song. Trumpets, it refers to the sirens attached to... Oh, those are the Stuka sirens. I forgot about... Okay, yeah. Yeah, I didn't know they were... That's what the sirens were actually called. Okay, that makes sense on the Stukas.
Was it lift music?
It wasn't.
Did they come up with some foul weapon that was to bring down the walls of cities and towns and things? Yes,
No, dear. I'm afraid...
I kind of thought that was going to happen, but...
Joshua in the Bible, of course, brought down supposedly the walls of the city of Jericho using trumpet, though apparently archaeologists say Jericho had no walls, but then right. So it's a pretty easy job. Who knows? No, this is the Ju-87. Does that help?
Junkers.
Junkers, absolutely, known as a particular kind.
88.
There it is.
Stuka.
The Stuka.
Yes, the siren, the whistling siren when they dive in.
The whistling sound. That's right, they had a...
I used to go back as a kid.
Oh, man. Fucking Sean Locke. He kills me.
The Stukas start coming.
Yeah, do you want to hear them? It's that noise. That noise was a propeller driving a siren, just deliberately put on to scare the bejesus.
Screaming siren.
That's right. They called it the Trumpet of Jericho, yeah. And it destroyed more shipping and tanks than any other aircraft in the whole World War II, including kamikaze pilots. It was extremely successful, except when it was up against fighters and sent them over to the Battle of Britain to try and bomb airstrips. But the old Hurricanes and Spits were far too nimble, and they got 30 down in one day. Well, the Americans did the same by using Wagner in their helicopters. Do they still?
They still play loud, extremely loud rock music.
I've noticed that in their bedrooms.
They play it to themselves in the tank during the Iraq War.
I mean, you just want to go and say, I tell you what, lovely army, very nice vehicles and things. Do you have any grown-ups anywhere? People get calm
of you.
And don't shout, and don't think it's clever to wear sunglasses if you're a general.
Of all the objections to warfare, it's the use of sunglasses.
They're trying to be like pattern. They think it's sexy and cool. If you think it's sexy and cool, you're just going to be a ghastly
that general who said to the troops he got it all wrong, he's like he was trying to get in with the kids. And he said when the order's given to attack, it's hammer time. And they all looked at him, so he said it again, more serious. It's hammer time.
Well, he thought they'd put on, like, big balloony trousers.
Stop! Hammer time! Oh, thank you, Sean Locke, because I was thinking that as well.
Which city has the most Michelin stars?
I would think France, because that's who cares about that stuff the most, right? Or did he say city? Is it country or city?
Which city has the most Michelin stars?
Paris. That would be my guess.
Paris. Oh.
Is that Reginald? It is.
So I get a free guess. Hey, I'm black.
Don't you try that.
I know for a fact it ain't London.
It's not
in France.
It's not in France.
New York, then.
Never.
Oh, New York, I'm afraid, has been gone.
Canada.
London, oh, that's...
Who said London?
Alan said London.
Damn.
Oh, I said London, sorry.
Those were probably, if I had to keep guessing, those would have been my three, so I have no clue.
Oh, Rick said London.
I didn't say anything.
He didn't say a word. And frankly, you should be glad.
Rick said London. You said London.
Might have been me.
No, I would never say London. Well, no, what I did say, I said definitely not London. That's what I said. No, I did. I actually said, I did.
I will believe you.
Okay, let me tell you why I said definitely not London. Yeah. And I'm not just trying to offend London. I'm trying to offend the UK in general. But I feel like any country that can produce Marmite, they started later than everybody else in trying to make food taste good.
This from a country that has spray-on cheese.
God damn it, Steven. He's got us on that one. I've never tried spray cheese in my life. So I have no idea what it tastes like. It probably tastes like ass. It really probably does. That would be my guess of what it tastes like. I don't know why you would put cheese in a fucking can. Just not one of our better moments, for sure. So that was a great response from Stephen Fry. Oh.
But you're right, it isn't Britain.
No, man, you can't cut me off. You gotta give me a chance to insult you back.
All right, sorry.
Marmite tastes like there's a naked man with hairy legs in your kitchen.
But it has...
Yo. That was fucking great. That was great. Oh my God.
Give me a chance to insult you back.
All right, sorry.
Marmite tastes like there's a naked man with hairy legs in your kitchen.
But it has...
And every now and again, you take a plate with some toast and you walk under his butt and you go, okay, Fred. Do what you do best.
What does that say about me? That because I was in the middle. I kind of liked it after a little bit. You know, I don't keep it in my house after that, though. It's not good enough to keep it in my house. But it's like that saying they have, like, you either love it or you hate it. Like, that's the people that make Marmite, that's their tagline, isn't it? You either love it or you hate it or something like that. I don't know. Something along those lines. I think I'm the only one that's in the middle. Like, it's I kind of like it, but it's not good enough to, you know, keep it in my pantry, is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, that was really funny what Reginald Deotter said.
Very good. Now, the place that has the most Michelin stars...
Germany, Holland, Belgium.
Tokyo. Tokyo is the right answer.
Oh, yeah, man, yeah. I should have thought that.
It went straight to number 1. It was only put in 2007, and it leapt to 2000 with 150 stars amongst its different restaurants, which is 2 more than London and Paris combined.
And I could also point out, too, if you put spray-on cheese on top of Marmite, you still got something that tastes That's all I want to say. In fact, you can take your favorite food, and if you put Marmite on it, it's
All right, moving on swiftly. Tokyo has the most Michelin stars.
It just
twice
keeps
as many
going.
As Paris, and 3 times as many as New York. What mustn't you feed hedgehogs?
Bread and milk.
Exactly, bread and milk is a bad idea. People do it gives them diarrhea and they dry out.
Really feed bread and milk to any mammal, including humans.
But there is a Radio 4 show
Oh,
that do...
come off it. No,
Well, you shouldn't feed humans bread and milk.
No, not really.
What do you mean, not really? It's absolutely demonstrably fine.
No, it's not very good for you.
Well, it's fine. time.
Bread and butter
We've been
pudding?
drinking milk and eating bread for ages.
I've seen
Why
this
is it
one.
suddenly a massive problem? Oh,
Yeah.
no, actually, we're supposed to live till we're 250. But no, we've been eating all this poisonous bread and milk all the time. We can barely live past 98. It's ridiculous. Of course we're supposed to eat bread and milk. Not just bread and milk.
Oh, poor Alan.
No,
Don't
no.
bully him. Poor Alan.
It's not...
You shake hands and be friends.
Sorry,
now.
Alan.
When you find a bee and it's crawling on its last legs,
I always rescue them.
you give it honey. It's the only thing they eat. Makes sense when you think about it. No point just talking to it, give it honey.
They're very much a one-recipe species, aren't they?
I'm sorry, I'm intrigued because I generally give it the sole of my shoe, but you know, not to be harsh, but you know,
You tread on a struggling, crawling bee, trying to get back to the hive.
What? As opposed to rehabilitate it?
I
Nursing it
like
back
honey.
to
I have it
life.
on my porridge, you murderer.
Yeah, but
You depend on bees.
We need the bees.
okay, so in future I should lure the bee back. And sorry, do I get a syringe of honey, just a tiny amount of honey? How do I feed
pipette.
this
Spoon of honey,
disabled
leave
bee?
it with the honey, don't tread on it. It should be
But-
criminal
but-
offence.
but-
You should be arrested. You should be locked up, you know where? In a hive.
But isn't it true, though, that a bee in his entire lifetime makes an absolutely tiny amount of honey overall? I mean, just a
But there's just
minute
lots
amount
of
of
them,
honey.
yeah.
they're
So you
team
don't
players.
have to give much rehabilitating honey to this one bee
So-
before the nation, the world, is making a net
diabetic.
loss.
Are they not
You know,
gonna be-
I mean,
are they not-
it's useless. If you only get 1 teaspoon of honey from a whole bee's lifetime, and every time we have to get it back on its feet, it takes a teaspoon and a half, suddenly there's no honey at all.
This is more honey than this bee has seen in its life.
Yeah,
It's just gonna
you're insulting it, apart from
Maybe
anything
give
else.
it-
It's like showing a very tired mason a whole cathedral.
Yo, he's the best. He is the best. Nobody matches David Mitchell in a good rant.
Well, let's say that you're in between Alan and Dara. So, like Alan, you want to help the bee give it honey, but like Dara, you also want to kill. What you can do is you get what I would term too much honey, and you see the bee, and you pour molten. Well, hear me out.
All right, okay.
And then you watch him die a slow as he.
Yeah, I carry on with... Yes, I've now heard you out.
Yes.
And it's no better.
Well, no, that's
worse. That's much worse than what I did.
Torturing
You're
a
being
bee.
humane, are you?
Yeah, I am being
You're not. You're getting a kick out of it.
Let's forget that.
Drowning the bee ironically in honey. You want some honey? You want some honey?
You can't
How much
drown
honey
it.
do you want? Is this too much honey?
Oh, not so keen on the honey now, are you? After your lifetime making honey?
Very good. Well, thank you for that interesting, fierce, and I think productive debate.
Name an endangered mammal that eats bamboo.
Well, it's the panda, right? This has got to be a trick question, though.
Panda.
Yeah. No, not so. Why, Bill? Any idea?
Well, they're not that endangered.
They're no longer
They're
endangered.
all over the place.
They're
Yeah.
You
vulnerable.
can't go in any shopping centre in London without them taking up all the seats.
Yeah.
Elephants eat bamboo. Is there a right answer?
There is a right answer, but it isn't panda because they are no longer designated as endangered.
Tree sloth.
It's a golden bamboo
Eater.
lemur. A there, look how cute is that?
Hey, look at that thing.
The bird of prey. There's only the 2 of us left now. Of the World Wildlife Fund.
Look at his face. I paused at the perfect time. Look at it. He looks crazy.
Stop eating the bamboo. That's what I said. We're making the same mistakes again and again and again. We need to adapt to new habitats. Shut up, I'm eating all the bamboo before the bird comes back.
I love bamboo. I bloody love it.
You can do so much with it. You can grill it, you can fry it.
You can make scaffolding out of it for building a lemur
It's
house.
a very flexible plant. Everyone knows that.
You can make a xylophone out of it, for
There's
God's
loads
sake.
of it. Why are we dying out?
We should be thriving.
We're not having enough sex.
It doesn't really look like bamboo, though. I mean, it looks like he's crimping the end of a joint. Yeah, just crimp it. Here we are. That's it. Right. OK, come on, everyone.
The Camberwell carrot.
Yeah. That's why they're dying out. They're just not doing anything.
Best job ever, I think. In 2014, China's giant panda protection and research centre started recruiting panda nannies. Oh my.
Oh my gosh.
You get paid the equivalent of £28,000 a year. You get free meals, travel accommodation, and you get to hug pandas all day.
What are any of us doing with our lives?
Some basic knowledge of pandas is required, as well as the ability to take pictures. The work has only one mission, spending 365 days with the pandas and sharing in their joys and sorrows.
No. I don't think they have any joy or sorrow,
what
do
are,
they?
What are
I mean,
panda sorrows?
They're just pandas, aren't they?
I like the little one in the middle. I may be small, but I'll take any of you. I can take on any of you. These are tough ones.
They're about to drop that one. And
That one looks like he's ready to fight.
ready, go!
It would just be the softest crash in the world.
This one, this is my favourite. Yeah, this one, that's the best. Show business!
Panda with jazz hands. You don't see that very often.
When was the First World War first named as such?
I think I've seen this bit.
The
This is where David Mitchell goes off because he says the year 1938 in a certain context.
outbreak, the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand.
You think they called it the First World War straight
Before
away?
it started. Yeah.
It would be an act of a pessimist to call it the First World War that early, surely. It's going to be some point after 1939, isn't it?
A realist, surely.
So
there's got to be more of these.
Yeah.
At what point?
Excuse me. I think what I said, people in the box, is after 1939, which may contain 1939, but does not mean it.
No, well...
After 1939 and after the Second World War are not synonymous. Now, this is just giving you time to type after 1939. Why don't you just type, Mitchell is a cop?
In the Isle of Man, they had corporal punishment until 19...
That'd actually be really funny.
Why don't you just type, Mitchell is a cop?
If they actually did that, that would be the ultimate, like, trolling of David Mitchell for sure. I wish they did that. Or maybe they did, they just cut off the clip early, I don't know.
In the Isle of Man, they had corporal punishment until 1976. And what type of wood did they administer it with?
Well, I know I'm going to get a buzz on this because it's normally called birching, but it wasn't a birch.
Is that the Isle of Man flag?
It doesn't matter because anyway. So did it depend on how bad you'd been? So if you were really bad, it was holly, and they left the leaves on. But if you weren't so bad, it would be like sort of willow fronds, you know, or balsa wood for you. But
Hazel. Yeah, the hazel. In Britain, birching, as it was known, was banned in 1948, but they didn't stop it until the 1970s in the Isle of Man, even though they tried to keep it by saying, all right, well, OK, what about if we let them keep their trousers on?
In America, there is still the tradition in some parts of birthday spanking. So, yeah, where you go to school and then because it's your special day, and then there's a special treatment, the teacher takes the pedal out and then you get a few, and some people say, oh, we have to ban it, it's cruel, and then others say, no, we can't, it's a tradition.
Yes.
So they have to carry on trashing the kids. Yes.
Henning Ven. I think that's the way. If I don't get it, if I'm not getting it right now, I give up. Because I think that's been like 3 or 4 videos where I try to get his fucking name right. Henning Ven. Some people said Vane. But now, when I started saying Vane, I was corrected as it's Ven. Fucking hell. So Henning Ven. That's the final answer. If that's wrong, I give up.
It's a bit like family Christmas. No one likes it still because it's a tradition. Everyone has to go through it.
We get the idea of bringing a tree in to the.
That's your idea.
That's a German idea, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. Did we invent Christmas?
Well, a lot of elements of it. Obviously.
Now I say, come on. Either we invented it or we didn't.
Yeah. It's like that terrible joke, which I'm sure you must have been told, about the couple who adopt a German baby. You know it, yes, you must know it.
Is there only one joke that involves a German baby?
It doesn't speak.
It doesn't speak
Another
at
one where
all.
he doesn't speak.
He never speaks.
Yeah.
They have
Until he's about 5.
Yeah.
Five.
And they go, they take him to be tested.
Because they think, is he stupid? Is he deaf and dumb?
Everything functioning normally,
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
And then one day...
One day.
Go on, Alan.
They give him...
Then he goes...
He has some apple strudel.
Yeah.
And he says...
This Apfelstrudel is a bit tepid.
And they say, Wolfgang, you've never spoken before. After all these years, now you finally speak. Why haven't you spoken before? And he says...
Up until now, everything had been satisfactory.
It's a great joke.
Do you know,
It's like a relay joke.
this is the most fun a Danish person has had with a German since 1940.
Don't mention the war!
There it is.
Well, there you are. Yes,
Funny, the war. I mean, I have to chip in now. I mean, the war. The war is always World War II.
Yeah.
It's never any of the more current ones.
No, that's true.
They go with the war, and everyone in Britain takes personal credit for Britain winning it. Even people that weren't born at the time of World War II, they still take personal credit for Britain winning it. I personally been a lot more annoyed by the Brits that are now in their 70s, and they bang on about how they helped win the war. I mean, let's quickly do the maths. If you're in your 70s now, how old were you at the end of World War II?
That's true.
Maybe 10 years old? Yeah. How did you help win the war? When you were just 10 years old, you did not help win the war.
This is a fucking real rant right here. This is a real rant.
Bananas.
Yeah. You were nothing but a drain on British resources.
You've got to admire his guts, haven't you?
Effectively, every 70-year-old Brit effectively fought on the side of Nazi Germany. Lost the war every little bit as much as we did.
Would you believe that they put a man on the moon?
Who? Who? These guys?
NASA.
Oh, NASA. Yes, yeah, I think
You believe that?
Yeah,
I believe it.
Yes, you believe it. Good, that's all. That's sort of all at the end of the question, really. But you probably know that quite a lot of people don't believe it.
No.
Yeah, but, well, I sort of believe one thing.
Yeah.
Which is I kind of believe that they might have done some mocked-up fake photographs.
Really? Why?
Because I was shown... Someone convinced me of it.
Yeah.
By talking about the angle of light and the shadows on the moon and all that. But then I did an advert with Patrick Moore, and I said, so, Patrick, did they land on the moon? And he looked so annoyed with me.
Yeah.
He explained to me how he had helped map the moon for NASA, and he'd spent years on the project, and...
Oh, hello. What are you doing? Huh? Are you graduating from baby school? What is this? Come here. Come here. Come here. What are you doing, huh? Yeah? What is this thing you got on? Where did you get this? Where did you get this? Huh? Did you get it from your mama? Did you? That's a camera. That is a camera. Yeah. Yeah. What do you think about that? Say hi. Hi. Good job. That's a good job. Yeah. We gotta get you out of here, though. You're too cute for this stuff. You're too cute. Mwah. Mwah. Mwah.
Go take a nap.
Let's go take a nap.
A nap.
Say bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
See you soon.
See you soon. Oh, the greatest interruption you could ask for sure. All right, here we go.
The landing site was partly his idea, and if I ever spoke to him again, he was going to be sick in my eyes.
They are rather tight. If you'd spoken to Buzz Aldrin, he might have punched you.
I was going to say...
Buzz Aldrin punched someone because he just got so tired of these conspiracy arses.
I think it was a television documentary about...
Well, there have been several, of course.
You know, look at this photo. This couldn't possibly have been taken on the moon. This is obviously taken in a studio.
You're getting me started now, because one gets very sort of strange about this. But there are a lot of conspiracies. 6% of Americans believe that man didn't land on the moon, but 25% of Britons believe that they didn't. So it's a...
Okay, when I watched this clip, there were so many... I felt like it was almost half the comments were people trying to defend the fact that 25% of Brits is less than 6% of Americans. Now, on a volume level, yes, you are right. But here's the thing, though. That doesn't... And, okay, we're going to argue a little bit. Me and you, we're going to argue a little bit here. Because 25% of Brits is 1 out of every 4. I believe 6% of Americans is 1 out of every 13. So think about it this way. If I walk around in the United States, then 1 out of every 1 out of every 13 Americans is going to tell me that the moon landing didn't happen. Okay? According to this poll, 1 out of every 4 Brits that I encounter, if I went over there, would tell me that the moon landing was faked. So that's worse. But I do think there was also plenty of comments saying that, hey, I think none of us over here answer polls honestly, which I actually kind of believe that. I think based on my interaction with you guys, I think you guys would just say yes for the fuck of it. So I don't believe that poll. But no, there was quite a lot of people who were getting really defensive about this. And they hit me with 25% of Brits, there's still more, 6% of Americans is still more than 25% of Brits. Like on the volume level, yes, but you guys have a much smaller population than we do. But imagine it walking around and 1 out of every 4 people you meet doesn't believe the moon landing was real. You know? So it's not really a good thing to defend. Anyway, I just thought that was very fun and interesting because I think that video that I reacted to, that dropped like 8 or 9 months ago or something like that. But man, people were getting defensive. They were some people actually were genuinely upset at this poll. So, but I attribute it to what some of you said. It was proper trolling by the British citizenry. So I'm going to attribute it to that. Anyway.
Quarter of our nation are not convinced, apparently.
That's so depressing.
Isn't it?
It is.
The flag, it's one of the thing I read...
the flag is another thing,
it's
yes.
the flag, and you think,
but there it is.
Well, obviously they've starched the flag because they wanted to get a good photograph of it. They've stiffened the flag.
No, they haven't stiffened it. That's the point. The fact it's rumpled. There's no breath of wind out there, obviously, because you're in space, which is, as it were, a vacuum. But what there is movement. If you impart movement to something, it doesn't stop moving for a long time because there's there's no resistance against it. So they unpacked it, unfurled it, put it down, and it moved back and forth. People said, breeze. Ha ha. As if, A, they would be stupid enough to fake it and allow the tape that had the breeze in it to go out.
But also, if you went to the moon, the least you'd expect is a flag moved a bit strangely. You know what I mean? You expect him to make the soup dragon, you think, OK, he's not there. The flag moves a bit strangely, I can go with that.
Yeah. Why isn't one of them holding up a camera? Because you can see him reflected, the one taking the picture's reflected in the visor of the one, and he's not holding up a camera like that, you see. But that's because they didn't, in the visors, put a camera up in front of their visor. They were mounted.
You couldn't really actually imagine them getting a camera out, click,
like that.
wind it up.
I'd like to go to the moon.
You would like?
Oh, yeah, I'd like to do that.
Yeah. I mean, two of the other things, just in case people are saying, but you haven't mentioned the clincher. One was the idea that below the lunar module that landed, there was no crater or sense of disturbed dust. The fact is, the engine's cut off and it hovered down and it very, very quickly landed. And unlike in science fiction films, it doesn't send out spears of flame as it descends. That just didn't happen. So
because it was designed by, you know, human brains and geniuses, and not a lot of people sitting tapping away at the internet who've got to go up to work in the morning.
Yeah,
who do you trust here?
We are in trouble as a species if people refuse to believe in things that they couldn't actually do themselves.
So true.
Yeah.
So true. And the other one was the footprints. They said, oh, look, there's too much moisture because look how clear they are. Only a sort of caked mud could do that, but actually you could do that with flour. The fact is, it's just very fine ground, and it makes, and there's, of course, it's a vacuum again, it coheres. And the other thing with the mirrors that Apollo 12 astronauts put on the moon, which are now used for bouncing lasers off, for detecting, for example, how far the moon is getting away from us. And you can make incredibly accurate measurements because of mirrors on the surface of the moon. And perhaps to me the clinching one is that America's enemy at the time in the space race was the Soviet Union. And not once did they make a suggestion that they thought America hadn't done it. They never said, no, we know this was hoax.
Yeah.
The fact is, for every ill...
I think that's, in some ways, that's the most convincing one for me, because if we didn't get to the moon, the Soviets would have immediately been like, they're lying.
Conceived argument that the moon landings were a hoax, there's a perfectly logical explanation to put our minds at rest.
Yeah, good compilation there. I liked it. Henning Venn, I think he got like proper. That was a proper rant by him. Of course, he knew we were going to get some David Mitchell in there with 2 or 3 of those segments. But all in all, another good compilation from QI. Again, I didn't want to commenting on the moon landing thing. I don't want to piss anybody off. I just point out that the 1 out of every 4 is worse than 1 out of every 13. That's all I'm saying. You know, I'm sure I'm going to get some pushback with that, but you know. But yeah, and that first the first time we reacted to that, there was people who were pretty upset about that. But again, I think it's just that the result of that poll was trolling. It wasn't, you know, people actually genuinely chiming in about thinking the moon landing was fake. That's what I attribute it to. But good compilation there. What is this next one? QI versus Fish? That, I don't know. That one seems, click on it. I might save that for another reaction someday. QI versus Fish. That's a weird compilation to have. Oh, it's pretty new. I might have to check it out. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Remember to like, subscribe, do whatever you guys want. And I will see you again soon. Have a great day.